to No Guilt, Just Growth. I'm Kristen Pomper, wife, coach, and corporate working mom of two. I help ambitious working moms stop running on empty and start building lives they're obsessed with, without the guilt or burnout. I'm on a mission to redefine what success looks like for moms, because one thing I know for sure, it's not about putting everyone else's needs above your own. If you're ready to stop surviving and start thriving, you're in the right place. Hi, friend. Welcome back to the show. I am feeling very spicy this week, which is why today we are talking about a topic that might be triggering for some of you. And in all honesty, I'm okay with that because this podcast isn't here to keep you comfortable. It's to challenge you to be better, to live out your full potential, which means addressing the tough things. I'd rather push you than play it small and safe. So today we're going there. We are talking about victim mentality because far too often I hear moms complaining, almost like they're trying to win some sort of competition for who has the hardest life. Their kids are the most challenging, they've gotten the least amount of sleep, their patience is completely gone, their husband never helps, their job is too demanding. And I just feel like the way they talk about motherhood, it's almost like it's an inconvenience. Like their kids are the problem, not part of the life they choose and love. Now, listen, I say this with love, not judgment, because I've been there too. But if you've ever found yourself comparing challenges, trying to one up whose situation is shittier, or catching yourself blaming your kids, your partner, your spouse, your past, or even your parents for where you are today, or maybe you're thinking about someone who always does this, then this episode is for you. By the end of today's conversation, I want you to walk away with tangible strategies to stop blaming others and making excuses, to recognize when you're unintentionally engaging in a victim mindset, to take ownership of your actions and outcomes, and to model accountability and resilience with your kids, your spouse, and yourself. Let's start by talking about what victim mentality is. Victim mentality is the belief that life is happening to you instead of for you. We make excuses, we blame others, our past, our partner, our boss, our kids, society, our circumstances for why things aren't going our way. We avoid responsibility. We complain instead of take action. It's the mindset that says, I can't change this. Things just happen to me. It's not my fault, it's theirs. It shows up subtly too, in excuses, in comparison, in defensiveness. You might hear it in yourself when you say things like, I don't have time to work out because of my kids. Or my husband doesn't help enough around the house. Or my career isn't advancing because my boss doesn't appreciate me. She's more patient because her kids just aren't as difficult as mine. And it also shows up in every yeah, but moment. It sounds like, yeah, but I don't have time for myself. Or yeah, but I'm too busy. Yeah, but my kids never listen. Yeah, but you don't know what my childhood was like. You don't know how I was raised. Yeah, but you don't know what my life is like. Every time we say, yeah, but, we're building a wall between where we are and where we want to be. It's a way of protecting our comfort zone. It's saying, I can't change this, when the truth is, you can. The dreams of the future you want to have, don't let those dreams stay a dream. Make them a reality. And you know how you do that? By changing the narrative and realizing that you're in control and you're responsible for your current situation as well as what's to come. Because complaining, pointing fingers, creating excuses may feel like a way to cope, but it's really just keeping your life exactly the same. Because the truth is, the events of your life don't define you. The meaning that you take away from those events does. What if everything in your life, every challenge, every setback, every failure, even the most painful and traumatic events was happening for you, not to you? The meaning you give events can either empower you or disempower you. You choose the frame. What is the story that you're telling yourself about it? To put this into context, imagine a set of twins growing up in the same troubled, chaotic, maybe even abusive household. both face the same hardships and obstacles. One spends his life blaming his past. I never had a chance. The other uses it as fuel. Because of what I went through, I know exactly what I don't want to be. Same story, same environment, same circumstances. Different meaning, different outcome. One chose ownership, the other chose victimhood. The lesson is that your life is a set of circumstances. How you view those circumstances determines the quality of your life. And I'm not saying that everything that's happened to you is your fault, but it is your responsibility. You can't change the hand you've been dealt, but you absolutely can control how you play it. Maybe you actually have been a victim of something terrible. And if that's true, I want you to hear me so clearly. I am not minimizing that pain. I'm not saying that's not real. I'm not saying that you're at fault for that thing. I don't want you to think for a second that I'm trying to downplay that. But I also want to gently remind you, you've already been hurt. So why keep reliving it by staying stuck in that story? You can say, yes, I was in that trauma. Yes, I experienced that shitty, awful thing. Yes, it sucks. But are you going to keep living it? Because when you hold on to resentment or blame, you're giving that person or that situation your power. It has complete control of you, and it's crippling you from taking any action to move forward. You're letting it keep you small. And fuck that. That person, that situation does not deserve another minute, another second of controlling you. Are you willing to let them have that effect on you? Hell no. So I want you to accept the past for what it is and choose to change it. Because here's the thing, if you're not willing to face bigger problems, you can't ask for a bigger future. I believe this with every ounce of me, and that's that the universe won't hand you more if you can't handle what's in front of you right now. If you want a bigger future, one with more money, a bigger and better job, a better marriage, you need to handle the obstacles in the season you're in now with ownership, not excuses. So let's talk about what ownership actually looks like. It's taking full responsibility for everything in your life. Your choices, your circumstances, your emotions, your habits, your actions, and your outcomes. They are all completely your doing, good, bad, or otherwise. It's owning your successes, celebrating that you created them. It's owning your mistakes, acknowledging them, admitting to them, and viewing them as feedback so that you can learn from them. And it's realizing that blaming, complaining, and making excuses will never fix your problems or improve your circumstances. Here's how this might look in motherhood, marriage, and work. Let's take parenting. When your child refuses to go to bed on time, a victim mentality might sound like, why does he always fight bedtime? What is wrong with him? My friends' kids go down without a fuss. Whereas ownership sounds like, okay, he's struggling tonight. How can I model patience and teach consistency? Or in your marriage, maybe your partner doesn't take initiative with a household task. A victim mindset would be something like, he never helps me. He doesn't even care about this family or this house. He clearly does not respect me. Whereas ownership would be tackling it head on and communicating what you need. Or in your career, maybe you got looked over for a promotion. A victim mindset would be something like, my boss doesn't appreciate me, or my boss doesn't see my value, and that's why I wasn't thought of for this opportunity. Whereas ownership would look like asking for feedback, getting clarity on where your gaps are, and then taking consistent action to improve those skills while advocating for your advancement. Ownership is empowering. Victimhood is draining. So how do you actually break free from this victim mindset? I think first, awareness. Notice when you're blaming, complaining, or making excuses. Notice when you're getting defensive or trying to one-up. Also, notice if there's a pattern with who you're surrounding yourself when these things come up. If certain people constantly drag you into negativity, you need to limit your time with those individuals. Misery loves company. Second, own it. Change the question from, why is this happening to me, to what am I going to do about it? Take responsibility. Next, reframe the negativity. Choose to see life happening for you, not to you. Find the lesson, the growth, or the opportunity. And then lastly, you have to take action. Identify one area that you're dissatisfied with, your routines, your energy, your mindset, and take one intentional action this week to improve it. Because, sister, you only get one life, literally just one. So stop wasting it by blaming others for your problems or the outcomes that you don't have yet. Stop competing for who has it hardest. There is no medal for suffering the most. And realize that no one is coming to save you. If you want to see a change, it's on you to create it. Until you take responsibility of your own life, your life will stay exactly the same. You are capable. You are responsible. You have the power to create change. Change is possible even when you have a lot of evidence, when you look at your past and think, well, based on my history, that's just not true for me. Because this is what I will leave you with. You will find the evidence that you look for, and that evidence will become a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you are looking for evidence that you can't change, that you're just unlucky, that bad things just always happen to you, you will find that evidence. And if you look for evidence that proves you can grow, that you can change your future, that you're destined for bigger and better things, you will also find that evidence. You get to write the story you want to live. So stop letting people, circumstances, or your past dictate your future. Take responsibility, take action, and stop sleeping on the only life you have. If this episode resonated with you, do me a favor and follow the show. It helps me reach more moms just like us, and it ensures you'll never miss an episode. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you have an incredible week, and I will talk to you in the next episode.